President Biden signed the Inflation Reduction Act 1 year ago. His administration says the climate legislation is already paying huge dividends in Oklahoma and across the nation.
But Republicans disagree, calling it a reckless spending spree without accountability. Alex Cameron has more from our News on 6 Washington bureau.
Republicans have tried hard to repeal aspects of the Inflation Reduction Act, especially the clean energy tax credits. But a year in, the law remains intact, and advocates say it's working in various ways.
The part that I'm most excited about, I have to say, is the manufacturing.
Deputy Energy Secretary David Turk says the law that President Biden signed a year ago has already helped generate $130 billion in private sector investment in clean energy industries.
That's a lot of jobs. That's a lot of communities across Oklahoma, across the country that are going to benefit from those manufacturing opportunities.
In May, Italy's Enel announced plans for a $1 billion solar cell and panel manufacturing plant in Inola, incentivized by $180 million in state tax rebates and by the Inflation Reduction Act's federal tax credits. The law's key components are the nearly $400 billion in clean energy credits, including rebates on electric vehicles and appliances, giving Medicare the ability to negotiate drug prices and cap the cost of insulin. It extended the federal subsidy for Obamacare premiums and pays for it in part with the imposition of a 15% minimum corporate tax. The Oklahoma delegations opposed the law from the start, primarily because they believe it undermines oil and gas. Earlier this summer, Senator Langford said, as I predicted, the so-called Inflation Reduction Act was just a front for progressives to slip through Congress many of their Green New Deal priorities. But Secretary Turk says green can be good for Oklahoma.
And I think Oklahoma can come out incredibly well in the clean energy economy of the future.
I also asked the Deputy Secretary when we could expect to hear the department's selections for the regional hydrogen hubs and thus the fate of the Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana submission. He says they are in the substantive review phase and that a decision should be announced in a matter of weeks. In our Washington bureau, I'm Oklahoma's own Alex Cameron.